Tonight on News 5 Live, a badly decomposed body is discovered near Maxborough. Family member of Foshan Lewis believe that the remains are that of their loved one. Serranos Bus Service takes the Minister of Transport to court over road service permit being cancelled. And in tonight's episode of Brightside, we'll show you an enterprising young woman who has chosen an unconventional career path. These stories and more coming up on News 5 Live.
Whether you're in a bustling urban area or a tranquil rural community, connectivity matters. Internet access is key to continued socioeconomic development. That is why Digi, our national telecom, has and will continue to invest millions of dollars to expand its mobile and fiber networks throughout Belize. Thousands of mobile users and households, especially along the highways and in rural communities, are now enjoying the benefits of Digi's resilient infrastructure. Our national telecom will continue to lead the charge towards digital transformation by utilizing cutting-edge technology and maintaining an unwavering dedication to excellence. With our DigiWallet solution, Belizeans in urban and rural areas now have easy and safe access to a wide array of financial services via their mobile devices. And with the recent launch of Digi TV, Digi has made history, becoming the only quad play service provider in Belize. Now, customers can save with our Digi One bundles that offer home internet, mobile, home phone, and Digi TV services all in one place. Digi is committed to providing all communities with access to high-quality, reliable, and affordable services while unlocking untapped potential and opening the doors to a brighter future for all. Be a part of the transformation and experience connectivity like never before. Because with Digi, connectivity matters.
Watch The Truth of God with Pastor Gino Jennings of the First Church of Our Lord Jesus Christ every Sunday morning at 8 a.m. exclusively on Channel 5 Belize. The Truth of God with Pastor Gino Jennings every Sunday at 8 a.m. on Channel 5 Belize.
Get out and explore this weekend with Caribbean Sprinter. With our ferries, you'll get to San Pedro, Belize City, and Key Cocker faster and smarter. Visit Caribbean Sprinter online at sprinter.bz.
Digi users, vote for your favorite KTV contestant by texting the contestant's number and sending it to 588. Voting will be open from 8 p.m. on Tuesday until Sunday at midnight. Each vote costs 55 cents. Smart users, vote by texting the number of votes followed by a space, then your contestant's number, and send it to 5885. Each vote costs 50 cents. Here are this week's contestants.
Hola, don't let me cheat on my girlfriend. 'Cause as far as I can see, she loves only me. Girl, you're my angel. You're my darling angel. 'Cause it's in my beats you are to me. Talk about trust. Talk about forever, baby. Talk about us. I give you my word. Hosanna, Hosanna, Hosanna in the highest. Fire was burning, I'm burning, till I dropped what she was holding in. You get so close to me that I can almost taste you. Shadows grow so long before my eyes, and they're moving.
She said me don't make it, and so much girl want give me pleasure, but so much means nothing if me not have you, girl, me suffer. 'Cause girl, I you me love. You me love.
Tune in to KTV, The Remix, Season 5, every Tuesday at 8 p.m. live only on 5.
Good evening and welcome to News 5 Live for Friday, July 21st. I am Sabrina Daly. The lifeless body of a man was discovered off the Philip Gosen Highway this afternoon. Police have been unable to confirm the identity of the individual, but the family of 23-year-old Foshan Lewis believes it is him. Lewis went missing on Tuesday, though the family did not make any official report of his disappearance, according to police. Lewis made the news back in 2018 at the age of 18, when he was remanded to the Belize Central Prison for aggravated assault with a firearm. Tonight, police are working to put the pieces together. News 5's Paul Lopez reports.
Just before midday, police responded to reports of a vehicle parked off the Philip Gosen Highway with the lifeless body of an individual inside. When police arrived on the scene just outside Maxborough Village, they came across this heavily tinted four-door car parked inside some bushes. They discovered the decomposed body of a male person behind the steering wheel.
At this present moment, all we could say is that police get called based on information received of this abandoned vehicle here on this Feeder Road. And we proceeded and found out that there was a male person. A body appears to be that at a decomposed stage that it is unrecognizable. So at this moment, we cannot say who identity of the individual or what actually transpired, but it has been processed. The body has been moved to the laboratory where a postmortem examination is awaiting.
The family of 23-year-old Belize City resident Foshan Lewis says he has been missing since Tuesday. They were gathered at the scene of this afternoon's discovery because they believe the decomposed body is his. They were seen grieving at the location. One relative was allowed to enter the cordoned area to assist in identifying the body. Information gathered is that Lewis was last seen with 3 other individuals inside the vehicle before going missing. His relatives believe that he was lured to his death. Would police have been able to identify any signs of injuries given the state of decomposition?
No, at this moment. So we will have to wait on the results of the postmortem.
Are you able to say, sir, how long this individual had been missing?
No, there is no missing person report from our end at this moment in respect to that individual.
Has the processing of the scene revealed in terms of whether or not there were more than one individuals in this vehicle prior to?
At this present moment, we cannot say if the person had any company or whatsoever. All we know is that we found a body sitting beside the steering wheel of the vehicle, apparently decomposed.
Was the ignition on? Was the key inside?
The key was inside the ignition, but the engine was not running.
The decomposed body is now at the National Forensic Science Laboratory, awaiting a post-mortem. Reporting for News 5, I am Paul Lopez.
We have reported on 2 murders in the Old Capital over the last 5 days, that of Jasmine Domingo and Nikolai Reese. Both individuals died as a result of gunshot injuries. It is no secret that many of these criminals employ the use of illegal firearms and ammunitions in the execution of these heinous crimes. According to Minister of Home Affairs Karim Musa, annually police officers remove more than 100 illegal guns off the streets of Belize City. But where are these weapons coming from? And why is it such a difficult task to rid the city of them altogether? Minister Musa provided a response.
We have a very thriving illegal cannabis trade in this country. It has been one of the points that I have been harping on over the last 2.5 years as one of the reasons why we need to create regulations to put regulations in place to govern the cannabis industry, because it exists. Let us not hide from that. I think a lot of the times it's so taboo that we don't want to speak of it.
Sure.
But we are a cannabis consuming country. And every time a shipment of cannabis comes in from Mexico, because that is where the cannabis is coming in from, the cartels in Mexico are providing guns to individuals on the streets of Belize, and in particular Belize City. And we're not talking 1 or 2 guns. Every single year, the police department recovers over 100 guns off the streets. That's a lot of guns. But those are only the guns that the police are able to recover. Imagine how many hundreds more are out there being hidden by these criminals. And so we always have to have these operations in place.
Minister Musa contends that regulating the sale of marijuana will drastically decrease the number of gangs and illegal firearms across Belize City. He is of the view that with these regulations in place, murders connected to the sale of cannabis will see a drastic reduction. Here is how he puts it.
And you might ask, but why do they need to have guns if they're selling cannabis? The simple reason is that many times these dealers, so to speak, in the streets, owe the big man. And when they owe the big man has to send another group to deal with that group that owes. That's just as simple as it gets. And thereafter, it results in a series of retaliation and a series of beef that continues for decades. That's what we have seen build up over the last few decades. And it all revolves a plant. Could you imagine that? It's not as though we are a cocaine producing or a cocaine consuming country. It all revolves around the cannabis trade, the illegal cannabis trade. And I always say, do you see anyone, Paul, killing anybody for a bottle of rum, for the sale of a bottle of rum? No, because rum is regulated, beer is regulated. Both of those substances are more harmful than cannabis. But yet we continue to live in the dark. It is this 100-year propaganda which has fostered this environment now to create this illegal trade that results in guns coming over and gangs being created around this particular plant.
Coming up, CARICOM's cyber security training in Belize. Find out the details of these stories when we come back.
Hello, friends. I'm Dr. Bob Roberts with another 60-second sermon from God's Word. The Bible says, "But God hath chosen the foolish things of the world to confound the wise, and God hath chosen the weak things of the world to confound the things which are mighty, and base things of the world, and things which are despised hath God chosen, yea, and things which are not, to bring to naught things that are, that no flesh should glory in His presence." People often have the idea that it is only people who are highly educated and prosperous and well known that God uses in His service. However, the very opposite is often true. While it is true that the Apostle Paul was very educated, it is equally true that the Apostle Simon Peter and others were considered by many to be nearly illiterate. When the people heard them, saw their boldness, they perceived that they were unlearned and ignorant men, but they marveled, and they took knowledge of them that they had been with Jesus. Herein lies the secret of being used of God. In the Bible, God used Elijah, a farmer, Dorcas, a seamstress, Peter, a fisherman, a small boy with a few loaves of bread and a few fish, the woman at the well who had been immoral, Zacchaeus, a tax collector, and many others. Billy Graham is the most prominent preacher alive today, but he only attended Bible college and not seminary. Why does God do this? He does it in order that God will be magnified instead of the man. Come to Christ and make yourself usable, and God will wear you out. Today's 60-second sermon has been presented by Christian Foundations of Faith in cooperation with the Baptist churches in your area.
Make your summer better. Over $30,000 in cash and prizes with Smart Summer Sweepstakes. Here's how you can enter for a chance to win. Sign up for a smart postpaid, broadband, or VoIP plan. Use $100 or more regular prepaid credit, do a SIM swap, or text in to the shark code 786. In the body of the message, enter the number of entries you would like to purchase.
No waste no time. You can be the winner of weekly prizes. All methods give you more chances to win local airline tickets, overnight stays at numerous resorts, cash prizes, gift certificates, and much, much more. One lucky person will win the grand prize valued at $10,000, courtesy of Smart and the Belize Tourism Board.
Promotion ends September 15th. So make your summer better by getting in the race to win with Smart's Summer Sweepstakes. Smart, bringing people together.
Here are 6 easy changes that you can make around your home to cut down on your average electricity usage. Check that all electrical appliances are working efficiently. Use energy-saving light bulbs, such as LED. They are very bright, have a lower wattage requirement, and use less energy. Unplug appliances not in use. Iron clothes sparingly. Place the refrigerator thermostat at medium. Wash clothes on the shortest cycle and wait for a full load. Washing machines use the same amount of energy despite the size of the load, and choosing a short cycle is more energy efficient. Belize Electricity Limited advises you to save energy and save more.
Bro, I really think we got this year.
What you mean think? I know we got this year.
We got man like Elijah to come.
That man like dog they come.
So we have forgot Ian.
And we got we team ready for the war.
We got this, man.
Don't know.
Attention all basketball fans, get ready to witness history as Belize proudly hosts its first ever junior national team competition, the FIBA Under-17 Central Basket Championship. The Belize Civic Center will come live with sounds of squeaking sneakers, thunderous dunk, and electrifying three-pointers. Don't miss a single moment of action as these young athletes showcase their skills on the hardwood. This is your chance to experience the thrill of international competition as 8 teams from across the region battle it out to the Central Basket Championship and a chance to qualify for the Under-18 FIBA Americas Championship. Get ready to cheer on and be part of the roaring crowd that will motivate our boys to give it their all as they match up against powerhouse teams like El Salvador, Panama, Costa Rica, Dominican Republic, Puerto Rico, Mexico, and Jamaica. So mark your calendar and make sure to secure your tickets for the unmissable event. From July 26th to July 30th, the Belize Civic Center will enter the stage for basketball greatness. Stay tuned to our social media pages for when tickets go on sale.
So you think you can dance or sing? Well, come on out to Channel 5 on Kona Drive in Belize City on Friday, July 28th from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. to audition for Summerfest 2023. If you are 18 years or younger, you can audition to be a part of this year's exciting show. So bring along your ID and talent to our studios on Kona Drive. Don't miss this opportunity to be a part of a fun show that celebrates young talent in Belize. So kids, before you go back to school, come give it a try and be a part of Summerfest 2023.
A road service permit granted to Serranos Bus Service expired on July 14th, and the Transport Board has voted not to renew the company's license. On Thursday, Minister of Transport Rodwell Ferguson spoke on various breaches allegedly committed by the transport provider. But the company is not going down quietly. A claim has been filed in the High Court seeking permission to apply for a judicial review of the Transport Board's decision to rescind the permit. Named in the suit are a number of government officials, including the Minister of Transport. News 5's Isani Catano reports.
An application for permission to be granted for a judicial review has been filed in the High Court on behalf of Serranos Bus Service. This follows a decision by the Transport Board to rescind a road service permit that was previously issued to the company for bus runs from Ladyville to Belize City. Attorney William Lindo Jr. represents Hernan Serrano in this matter.
We make certain allegations there that the Transport Board came to that decision without hearing Mr. Serrano, without inquiring into the actual facts of what happened, and simply came to a predetermined conclusion.
With the decision not to renew Serrano's road service permit, a new company, Central Transit, has taken over the bus runs in the Ladyville and Lords Bank communities. Some commuters, including Anita Nemhard, complain about the inconvenience caused by the shift in carriers.
My first ride was on Monday, and going back home, I didn't catch it coming out. I had to go to the regular roadside, but going back home, I missed it, and I'm having issues before that, and you can imagine now the issues that we'll be having. I mean, this new service, I can't knock it because we need to give it a fair try, but we want to give a company that is also putting us first. The company is not running where it's supposed to run. Ladyville is not just to Paris Road. Ladyville goes as far as La Milpa, Japan, and Vista. I may live 2 to 3 minutes from the road, but my neighbors and my friends and my cousins, they're far beyond me. So we need a service that will work for us, and we don't have that in this new service as yet.
Transport Minister Rodwell Ferguson is on record discussing the situation involving Serranos Bus Service. On Thursday, he spoke about infractions that were committed by the company in an attempt to debunk the notion that the decision to cancel the contract is based on party politics.
We go to the transport board and ask them that question and see all the discrepancies against Serrano. Then you by yourself, you will determine if you know what, if this was right, justly done or not justly done. You go and see the amount of discrepancies against him, then you make your determination.
And apparently, Serranos had a lot of infractions. Do you
Exactly.
have any knowledge to these infractions? What are they?
Well, crashing to another bus because of the competition, then to pulling guns on some people around the area. So there are so many infractions, so the board decided that they don't want to renew his contract or his road service permit. And then, remember, Mr. Shah represents the bus owners and the board. And even him voted against Serrano to get his contract renewed. So something is wrong.
The pronouncements made by the Minister of Transport in the media, do you believe that those statements were a foregone conclusion in terms of how the Transport Board would have determined the matter?
Yes, I would say so, because if you listen to the interviews with the minister, it's as though they had decided already that they were not going to renew Serrano's road service permit, right? And we say that non-renewal is disguised when it's really a cancellation of his road service permit.
This would seem, and perhaps this is out of the ambit of law, but it would seem as though perhaps there's a political aspect to all of what's happening here.
Well, we raise the allegation that there's at the very least an appearance of bias here, that Mr. Serrano's competitors are actually favored by this current administration. One being the chairman of Lords Bank Village and the other chairman Ladyville Village. Both ran on the People's United Party Village Council ticket. And it is now that they have a monopoly in the Ladyville and Lords Bank area. They're the only game in town.
According to Serrano's attorney, named in the claim are the Minister of Transport, the Transport Board, the Chief Transport Officer, the Chair of the Transport Board, the CEO in the Ministry of Transport, and the Attorney General.
The reason why we've named all these people, in particular the Minister, is because under the Motor Vehicle and Road Traffic Act, the Minister decides who is the Transport Board. He selects everyone and they serve at his pleasure. An appeal of any decision of the Transport Board lies to the Minister. So we have a situation where the Minister is like God.
Reporting for News 5, I am Isani Cayetano.
Over the last 2 days, the Ministry of Home Affairs, in collaboration with the CARICOM Implementing Agency for Crime and Security, IMPACTS, held a timely workshop on cyber security. The issue has been at the forefront of local discourse following a cyber attack on Belize Electricity Limited. This workshop was organized to engage representatives of CARICOM member states in discussions surrounding the prevention, detection, investigation, and prosecution of cyber crimes in the region. These discussions fall within the European Union's Action Plan for Capacity Development for CARICOM member states in asset recovery and cybercrime. News 5's Paul Lopez reports.
Local conversations around cybersecurity have increased over the last few weeks. Recently, Belize Electricity Limited announced that hackers got into its system and leaked 350 gigabytes of customers' data to the dark web. On Thursday, the Ministry of Home Affairs, in collaboration with the CARICOM Implementing Agency for Crime and Security, began a two-day cybersecurity sensitization and training in Belize City. Kevin Arthurs, the Chief Executive Officer in the Ministry of Home Affairs, addressed the gathering at the opening ceremony.
Is this really happening? What does it mean for me? And what are they doing about it? These must have been the questions going through the minds of the attentive Belizean looking at the news. The news item read like the character list from an end-of-world Marvel Avengers movie. Yes, the news read, Ragnar Locker stole Belizean headlines less than 48 hours ago. It stole it with the lead story titled BEL, Victim of Ransomware Cyber Attack. That cryptic admission, coming from a Falcon Fedzio tweet, boasting to have compromised, and I quote, leaked data and information consisting of confidential transactional information and other network configuration information. The future for us Belizeans became now. It became real.
CEO Arthurs went on to say that the recent cyber attack on BEL is eye-opening, timely, and a personal reality.
See, it is not lost on me, and should not be lost on you, that this cyber attack directed itself to the core of who we are as a nation. Not only did it target the one collective ownership asset that we all as Belizeans constitutionally own, but it tried to undermine the very foundation of our interaction with the world and each other. See, because if there's no internet, it might be because there's no electricity. We live on the web.
The cyber attack on BEL also created a reference point for the training on the importance of fostering policies and actions geared at building a more secure cyber ecosystem across the CARICOM region. Earl Harris, the Assistant Director of Strategy Services at CARICOM Impacts, gave an address at the opening ceremony.
But cybercrime is serious business. It is estimated for 2023, the cost of cybercrime will be somewhere around $8 trillion globally. 8 trillion, I didn't say billion, I didn't say thousands. In 2021, it was estimated at 3 trillion. So you see it's growing exponentially. So it's serious business because as we embrace the new technologies, we have to be wary that the cyber threat is constant. The hackers are looking for any niche in your armor to slip in and wipe you out. So hence the reason for this workshop here this week. Because we at CARICOM Impacts have been firmly focused on how our member states can safely take advantage of this new cyber world.
In Belize, digital transformation can be seen in multiple forms, including the emergence of online banking, digital wallets, and e-governance, to name a few. Countries across the region are moving along a similar path. Harris contended that as these digital changes come into effect, there must be trust and confidence among users.
We can all agree that in order to be successful in prosecution, there must be laws. And there are glaring gaps in our national and regional cybersecurity posture. And we are finding out daily that we are vulnerable to cyber intrusions, such as zero-day attacks and a myriad of advanced persistent threats.
Reporting for News 5, I am Paul Lopez.
The National Council on Aging joined hands today with the United Nations Population Fund to hold an exchange at the Black Orchid Resort in Borrelboom with older and younger folks. The purpose was to create an avenue to bridge the age gap between them and find commonalities that can be used to better communicate. It's all geared toward discouraging ageism, which is defined as discrimination against older people. Ishel Poot, who heads the National Council on Aging, told News 5 that out of the day-long discussion will now follow representation in the communities where the 18 participants hail from and where they share the experiences they got today.
We had a total of 18 participants, 9 young people, 9 older persons, and they ranged in age from 14 to 84. So there was an exchange of dynamic activities where they were able to share life experiences and find common ground, and then they identified gaps within their community and identified 3 key actions that they can take towards combating ageism and creating more inclusive societies. Young people are told, for example, driving, you have to ask your parents' permission to drive, to borrow the car, to move around. If you're a minor, or even if you are not, if you don't own it, right, you have to ask permission. And then you find the older adult has an adult child who's telling a mile too old to drive. What part you're going? Please bring your keys. So it's looking at where these common occurrences in life relapse as we age or cross again as we age, and then finding how we can better communicate with each other. And the most effective way of doing that is finding our common ground and not our differences. Very often it's easier to see how we are different instead of how we are the same. And so today really helped to build that kind of conversation. These 18 persons now become ambassadors within their community. And at the end of the year, we are coming back together to see what we were able to achieve and how we were able to grow the volunteers and the knowledge. So this is one step towards creating a larger knowledge base and connecting generations.
After the break, a marine conservation summer camp. Stay tuned.
When I was a student, ICB was there to protect me, ensuring my education and future. When I got my first car, ICB was there to protect me, providing excellent coverage and peace of mind on the road. When we moved into our first apartment, ICB was there to protect us, securing our belongings and giving us a sense of security. And when we got our first house, ICB was there for us, protecting our home and everything we've worked so hard for.
At every step of your life's journey, ICB is there for you. For more information, call 224-5328 or visit our nearest branch.
The Belize Tourism Board, Mars Production, and Belican present the biggest show to hit the jewel we call Belize. It's the Belize International Music and Food Festival 2.0. Join us on Saturday, July 29th and Sunday, July 30th at the Marion Jones Stadium with live performances by Morgan Heritage, the dancehall queen Spice,
Me's a girl, me no fight over man.
Busy Signal, Afrobeat sensation Rotimi, the biggest dancehall artist for 2023, Byron Messiah, alongside Skinny Fabulous, Jadelle, Earth and Owls, Mr. Warming Up Adam O, and Lyrical. It's the the Belize International Music and Food Festival 2.0, July 29th and 30th. Come savor the rhythm as we pair music with the best of Belizean cuisine. Sponsors are Belize Tourism Board, Pelican, Niche, Pop, ICB, Wine Smith, eCash, Dolphin Production, Digi Wallet, Channel 5, Love FM, Creme Radio, Channel 7, Vibes Radio, Fiesta FM and OYE Radio.
Digi users, vote for your favorite KTV contestant by texting the contestant's number and sending it to 588. Voting will be open from 8 p.m. on Tuesday until Sunday at midnight. Each vote costs 55 cents. Smart users, vote by texting the number of votes followed by a space, then your contestant's number, and send it to 5885. Each vote costs 50 cents. Here are this week's contestants.
Hola, don't let me cheat on my girlfriend, 'cause as far as I can see, she loves only me.
Girl, you're my angel, you're my darling angel, 'cause it's in my beeps you are to me.
Talk about trust, talk about forever, baby. Talk about us, I give you my word.
Hosanna, Hosanna, Hosanna in the highest.
Fire was burning, I'm burning, till I dropped what she was holding in.
You get so close to me that I can almost taste you.
Shadows grow so long before my eyes, and they're moving.
She said me don't make it, and so much girl want give me pleasure, but so much means nothing if me not have you, girl, me suffer. 'Cause girl, I you me love, you me love.
Tune in to KTV The Remix Season 5 every Tuesday at 8 p.m. live only on 5.
Taking its name from the venerable father of the nation, the George Price Highway stretches 77 miles from Belize City to Benqueviejo. Originally built in the 1930s, this cross-country highway system is the artery that links Belize to Central America at the western border with Guatemala. That connection facilitates overland trade, supporting Belize's economic development. Winding its way across the scenic countryside, the George Price Highway from Roaring Creek to Esperanza has been fully reconstructed to meet international standards, with particular emphasis on road safety. A shorter and hassle-free commute is best enjoyed when everyone obeys the traffic laws. To reduce the number and frequency of road traffic accidents, it means that a seatbelt must be worn at all times and the speed limit observed when traveling along the highway. It also means that pedestrians must use sidewalks and crosswalks where available. Buses should only board and discharge passengers at a designated bus stop. Road safety is everyone's responsibility. It begins with you.
Dengue and Zika alert. Do your part by preventing mosquito breeding. The Ministry of Health reminds the public that as we enter the rainy season, be aware of the dangers of dengue, chikungunya, and Zika. These are infectious diseases that are transmitted by the bite of Aedes aegypti and Aedes albopictus mosquitoes. These mosquitoes are most active in early morning and late afternoon. Activities that should be done to prevent dengue and Zika include: avoid having containers that can collect water in your yard. Cover water storage containers such as drums. Change the water in flower pots every 4 or 5 days. These are ideal breeding sites for the mosquito. With the elimination of breeding sites in and around the yard, dengue and Zika can be avoided. Dengue and Zika begin with sudden onset of high fever. Other signs and symptoms include rash, joint pain, eye pain. If you are pregnant or planning to become pregnant, we advise you to visit your nearest health facility. The public is also encouraged to use mosquito repellent spray or lotion on the body or clothing. Do your part by preventing mosquito breeding.
Several environmental groups have partnered up to host a conservation camp in locations across Belize, namely Belize City, Gales Point Manatee, and Placencia. The first week of the camp took place at Belize Elementary School in Belize City, and the next stop is Gales Point Manatee. News 5's Dwayne Moody was there for the conclusion of this week's leg of the camp. Here's this report.
Primary school children from Belize City were engaged over the last 5 days in a marine conservation summer camp. They were learning everything about the environment.
I couldn't go to camp because it was 8 and older, but then they said they would accept me.
Okay. And what did you learn from this program?
That they have 3 laws about the hecates.
Okay, and what are those 3 laws, if you remember?
It is illegal to buy or sell a hecate, even if it's cooked already.
I learned you can't throw trash in the sea or else the animals will get stuck in them.
And what are some of the fun things that you did? Is there anything that you like?
I like the bingo.
That's it. They spoke about all these different types of animals. Was there anyone in particular that you liked?
I like the manatee.
Why?
Because it's cool.
What you learned from the program?
To protect the manatee.
And what are some of the fun activities that you did? Is there anything you liked?
The bingo and the arts and craft.
It's an annual camp that began before COVID and is now resuming. Program coordinator for the Clearwater Marine Aquarium Institute, Jamal Galvez, says that it is about molding future conservationists.
We need to teach these children the idea of conservation, otherwise we'll have to teach them survival. They are the next generation where it is upon us to teach them and to guide them and to provide that knowledge that is critical for them to be able to carry our work beyond where we are, because we can only go so far.
This is only the first of 3 camps.
Today is the conclusion. We're doing 6 days summer camps across the country, in Belize City, Placencia, Gales Point. The hope is to do even more communities, but funding is always a limitation. But no excuse, we're still going to try and squeeze in other areas if possible. But the goal is to try and share the conservation message with the next generation along the coast, especially the kids that are living along the coast, because these are the ones that are going to impact the coast even more now.
How many were engaged in this?
We're looking forward to having 60 kids at each site. Some sites maybe more. I think Gales Point maybe 70, Placencia I think we're around 60 as well. So in the end we may have around 160 something kids total if everybody shows up. That will now has the knowledge to go home, and not just to go home, but to share that knowledge with their siblings, with their parents.
Dwayne Moody for News 5.
Earlier this week, a ranger outpost was inaugurated in the northeastern area of the Mountain Pine Ridge Forest Reserve known as Kumakarn, Bald Hills region. For the past 14 months, rangers from Friends for Conservation and Development have been posted in the area to support the Forest Department with monitoring forest fires and incidences of bark beetle infestation, as well as any human activity within the reserve. The building was originally occupied by BATSUB and will now serve as a central hub for FCD's monitoring program in the Mountain Pine Ridge Forest Reserve, which is the gateway to the Chiquibull National Park. The outposts and the presence of the rangers helps with documenting and preventing any illicit activity in that region, but also helps with monitoring the conditions of the Upper McCall watershed, which is linked to 4 sub-watersheds, including Laboring Creek that provides water to Roaring Creek and Belmopan. The refurbished ranger outpost is now operational as a result of endorsement from the Forest Department and financial support from the Bull Run Overseas Limited. When we return, Belize versus Guatemala in U19 Female Central American Volleyball Championship tonight.
Nestled away in the quaint Belize River Valley, Black Orchid's Panda River restaurant offers a variety of great dining areas and experiences with an excellent variety of local and international cuisine, with healthy meal options for vegans and those with health concerns. Your delectable dining can be topped off with our excellent desserts, natural fruit juices, and exquisite wine and drink options. All prepared by our certified chef and award-winning mixologist. Come to Panda River Restaurant and River Rum Bar to relax in the pool or use our excellent conference facilities combined with great dining.
A diamond in the jungle.
Sign up for Smart Share Plan and save big. Whether you're a small entrepreneur starting up your business, a student on a limited budget, or a family trying to save, this is the plan for you. With unlimited SMS, calls, and data, we help you save. Get up to 5 lines for as low as $30 per line monthly, only with Smart. Sign up today at any Smart showroom or sales manager countrywide. So get your business going, share more memories with friends, and be ready for the day with Smart.
So you think you can dance or sing? Well, come on out to Channel 5 on Coney Drive in Belize City on Friday, July 28th from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. to audition for Summerfest 2023. If you are 18 years or younger, you can audition to be a part of this year's exciting show. So bring along your ID and talent to our studios on Coney Drive. Don't miss this opportunity to be a part of a fun show that celebrates young talent in Belize. So kids, before you go back to school, come give it a try and be a part of Summerfest 2023.
3-0. Team Belize, in its winning streak, pummeled the U19 female volleyball team from Nicaragua during the Central American Volleyball Championship being hosted in Belize. It brings Belize a step closer to the silver medal in the regional competition, which concludes on Saturday. Today, News 5's Dwayne Moody caught up with the team as it concluded a practice session this morning, ahead of the matchup against Guatemala tonight. Here's that report.
Going into tonight's match against Guatemala, Belize's national under-19 female volleyball team was preparing earlier today at the Belize City Civic Center. This match comes on the heels of defeating Nicaragua on Thursday night.
We had morning practice before that game, and we really tried to clean up everything that we need to clean up, and I think we did really well in improving things that we need to improve on during the game.
For the morning practice, we always try to fix everything that we were lacking in the game before. So for today, we also did the same, and we're working on covering and everything so we could really get the silver today.
Nicaragua came in expecting that they would win. We went in expecting that we would win, which made it a perfect match. Both sides want to battle. And our girls came out fantastic. They played the game they should play. They played very well, consistent, focused, high efficiency, big boom by our big boomers.
You go outside, Kaya. Boom, Leon. How do you stop that?
With Belize's current standing having lost only one game to Costa Rica, we are poised to be the second best team in the competition. It's an added pressure for Team Belize, but the president of the Belize Volleyball Association says that our female athletes are skilled and can come out on top.
Win tonight is actually what puts us in a definite medal. And then starts to determine the color, right? The game tonight and the game tomorrow night will determine what color of the medal we're going to be going after. But it's not, the game tonight is what's going to define definitely that you're on the podium, because Nicaragua has lost 2. We have only lost 1, but Costa Rica has lost none. They still have 2 more matches to play. We still have 2 more matches to play. Nicaragua only has 1 more match to play. So they're pretty much set. Guatemala has 2 losses, and so the match tonight is important to them. They're going to be coming with everything because they cannot afford to lose. Losing means likely being not on the podium, which has not happened to them in a long time. So it would be sweet all the way around to win. So there's Costa Rica, and right on the heels is us, and then there's the rest. So long as our girls remain relaxed, learn from the experience of Monday night, playing against Costa Rica, how to manage your emotions, how to play more calm, stay within your game plan, which I think the girls have learned that you know they've done very well. This is an experienced team.
Captain Avianca Avila says that the training has been intense, but they are on a mission to make the country proud.
We've had to practice really hard. We've been doing double practices every day for the past 3 months, and like about 2 to 3 hours for each practice.
So you're ready for Guatemala? I'm ready?
We are ready. We are just going to go on the court, put in our all and work hard, and we hope that the crowd will also motivate us. Everybody come out, support us.
Dwayne Moody for News 5.
A week-long conference, the 51st Assembly for Public Service Representatives of the Caribbean Public Service Association, CPSA, ended this afternoon in Belize City. There were 4 key resolutions that came out of the event, which the public service unions from the various countries and territories will present to their respective governments for ratification. President of Belize's Public Service Union, Dean Flowers, told News 5 that the main resolution calls for governments to ratify Conservation 190, which addresses harassment and violence in workspaces.
The most important resolution, in my humble opinion, is that of Convention 190, whereby the CPSA will now develop a campaign aimed at pushing for all governments in the Caribbean to not only sign on to, but to ratify Convention 190, which deals with harassment and violence in the workplace. That needs to be not only ratified, but enacted into law across the Caribbean. And so you will see, coming out of this conference, you will see a campaign being developed by public service unions across the region to push for the ratification of that, so that all persons in the workplace can be protected from harassment and violence. Another very important resolution was for the establishment of a committee to train first responders to address bullying and all forms of discrimination in the workplace. These things are not unique to Belize. They are prevalent all across the Caribbean, and so that's another very important one. The third resolution, which came out of the Men's Forum, was for the Constitution to be revised to also acknowledge the Men's Committee. We were operating in an informal manner, so to speak, since we were not formally recognized in the CPSA Constitution. What we will see, the work that will continue coming out of this conference also will birth a revised constitution, which is expected to be ratified in Bermuda, who will be the host of next year's conference. The fourth resolution, which was submitted by Belize to address the issue of financial members at conference, is for the Credentials Committee, which is normally appointed by the Executive Committee, for that Credential Committee to do a little bit more in terms of liaising with affiliates and to set timelines and deadlines in accordance with the Constitution, whereby financial members of the CPSA can be recognized, at least 1 month prior to conference, so that that exercise of ascertaining who is financial and not does not take place at conference, but takes place 1 month prior to conference.
The pension reform exercise, one of the main issues that the government and the joint unions are discussing, will take more time to work out than was initially thought. The parties have agreed to set up a pension reform committee comprised of 6 members, 3 from the government and 3 representing each of the 3 unions. Names are being called as to who will represent the 2 sides. However, nothing has been confirmed as yet. Today, President of the Public Service Union, Dean Flowers, told News 5 what factors the working committee will consider before pension reform becomes a reality.
That committee will look at the parameters that has been set by the government, as well as take into consideration other conditions or other parameters that the joint unions have put forward or have suggested, and then they will make recommendation to the government and to the joint unions on what will be the conditions under which pensions is to be reformed, whether and that will include a whole lot of work, Marianne. It is not simply about extending the retirement age. It is not simply about deciding what's the percentage. It's about trying to ascertain who will be grandfathered in, clearly because the current Pensions Act protect certain public officers that are currently eligible. The Constitution also does that.
Up next, a young woman embraces an unconventional career path.
Calling all business owners in Belize. The second Belize Investment Summit 2023 is on its way on August 30th to September 1st, 2023. Join us at the Grand Caribe Belize in San Pedro for 3 days of networking, presentations, and high-level discussions with key local and international decision makers. Do you have a business plan or are trying to expand your business reach and you just need the right investor to make it happen? Then you need to attend the Belize Investment Summit 2023. Don't miss out on this chance to take your business to the next level. Register for the Belize Investment Summit today at www.investmentsummit.bz.
Here are 6 easy changes that you can make around your home to cut down on your average electricity usage. Check that all electrical appliances are working efficiently. Use energy-saving light bulbs, such as LED. They are very bright, have a lower wattage requirement, and use less energy. Unplug appliances not in use. Iron clothes sparingly. Place the refrigerator thermostat at medium. Wash clothes on the shortest cycle and wait for a full load. Washing machines use the same amount of energy despite the size of the load, and choosing a short cycle is more energy efficient. Belize Electricity Limited advises you to save energy and save more.
Investment Services Explained. In September 1999, SSB's Mortgage and Investment Unit was created. The unit later became the Investment Department in 2005 and officially Investment Services in October 2007. So, what is the Investment Services role? How does Investment Services help to support Social Security and you? And why is Investment Services important to Belize? Investment Services' function is to make prudent investments in the form of commercial loans, shares, and real estate development. The interest income generated from these investments ensures the fund is sustainable to pay current and future Social Security benefits to its insured persons. The investment income is used to support the working population and pay pensions such as retirement and invalidity. Additionally, investment loans support economic development through commercial loans to startup and existing businesses while aiding in increased production of goods and services. We can expect Investment Services to continuously impact the lives of every insured person through Social Security pensions. Investment Services will continue to support the Belizean economy through secure investments in various industries. And that is why Investment Services exists. Social Security Board, an investment for you, your family, your future.
Make your summer better. Over $30,000 in cash and prizes with Smart Summer Sweepstakes. Here's how you can enter for a chance to win. Sign up for a smart postpaid, broadband, or VoIP plan. Use $100 or more regular prepaid credit. Do a SIM swap or text in to the short code 786. In the body of the message, enter the number of entries you would like to purchase.
No waste no time. You can be the winner of weekly prizes. All methods give you more chances to win local airline tickets, overnight stays at numerous resorts, cash prizes, gift certificates, and much, much more. One lucky person will win the grand prize valued at $10,000, courtesy of Smart and the Belize Tourism Board.
Promotion ends September 15th. So make your summer better by getting in the race to win with Smart's Summer Sweepstakes. Smart, bringing people together.
They say when you do what you love, you never work a day in your life. That's the resounding message of this week's Look on the Bright Side. And the messenger is a young woman that has made her passion of cleaning her career path. I stopped in to meet Florina on the job of her dreams. Here's that story.
On the Bright Side is brought to you by Uno, a brand committed with the future.
Hi, good morning, Outpost Services.
This is what you'll hear when you hire the one-woman team of Flo's Pristine Services. Owned by Florina Arzu, it's a cleaning service that began with a young woman's love of cleaning her own living space.
It just was something I could do every day. I got up, I had my mind set on something to clean, or if I had a hard day, I found myself cleaning, so it kind of just took over.
At 28, Florina decided to establish a business and earn a living from doing housework.
I talked to many people about it. Some shut down the idea. I'd be like, you sure you want to clean for that's really hard? And I'm like, yes. I mean, people talk about finding something you love and you won't work a day in your life. And so I thought about it and I said, I'm just going to go with it because I keep on asking people and they shut me down. I Googled what's a cleaning business, what all you need for a cleaning business, and I realized I didn't need much. And so I said, you know what, nothing hard to just beat a try, even if I just got one client. And it did start out with one client, and she started referring me. I got more people on. They said they loved the way I work, and it just blossomed from there.
Florina enjoys the transformation of a living room or an office space after she's done cleaning. And she takes pride in every aspect of the job. In fact, her favorite space to clean is a room many avoid.
I love transforming the bathroom. It's the weirdest thing, but I love transforming the bathroom. It's the hardest job, but it's something after I do it, it's just, I also love a good redo of a room. Like, you know, when you take down everything, you shift it up and you put new sheets and you shine all the wooden surfaces and you just walk in, it looks like a brand new room. That's my favorite part of cleaning.
Her latest client is Charlene Williams, a proprietor of Belizean Sweets and Treats. Charlene said it's the quality of Florina's work that made her remain a client. But Florina even taught her a thing or two in the process.
To my amazement, what she did within that 3 hours, I am talking about it, I'm having cold sage. She stripped down my refrigerator, cleaned it even better than I could. My floor she polished, my stove, my wall. And one of the things I always, because sometimes when we do the things on the stove, it boils over, so we have that hard sugar. And she brought in this little tool and I saw her scraping off, and literally it would take me 1 or 2 days to clean my stove. She cleaned my stove completely within a half an hour. So after that, I went and I got a brush. I literally went out and I got some of the tools that she utilized to help me to get my work done.
There's a level of pride that comes with watching a young person realize their dreams at an early age, even when it's an unconventional one. One of the things that has made Flo's Pristine Services stand out is her use of branding. From social media platforms to business cards, Florina has branded her business and herself.
I decided to do my branding. I Googled everything as usual, Uncle Google and Auntie YouTube. And that's where I did my my page. I started out with my Facebook page, my Instagram, and went out from there. And I met people who mentored me and tried to tell me, oh, I love. All of them, for some reason, always stand out and say, I like the fact that you're doing this as a young person. And I found that very inspiring.
Flo does not fit status quo. For her to be at her age and to be involved in an industry that absolutely nobody wants to be in. Everybody wants the high heels and the hair and the nails and the handbags, and for her to actually want to get down and dirty in other people's filth, I would say, and to do it well, and the way how she carried herself, she is joyful. She's not touching anything in a scornful way, and her whole rapper. So she's an inspiration to a lot of young people, and even for me as an older person.
Her brand, as well as the quality of her services, has grown her clientele exponentially. Where Flo's pristine services once only cleaned homes, Flo is now servicing business places as well.
That's where I want Flo's Pristine, in Belize. Belize's own professional team when you think about cleaning, whatever it may be. For now, it's just mainly home, and I'm venturing slowly into office cleaning, so commercial. But in the future, I want to just have everything on the Flo's Pristine that has to do with cleaning, the drain, the garbage bin, whatever you need done, just look at Flo's Pristine and you can get it done. That's the idea I'm going for.
Florina believes that her principle of not being afraid to try or fail is what has brought her the success she now has. She shares this very same message with anyone holding on to a dream, big or small.
Success is on the other side of fear. That's my line, and I'm glad that I took that step forward and just listened to my ideas and said, you know what, nothing beats a try, and I just went for it, so just go for it.
Looking on the bright side, I'm Sabrina Daly.
On the Bright Side was brought to you by Uno, a brand committed with the future.
From now on, when you visit Uno, you will experience an A+ power in all fuels. Dynamax has evolved into Dynamax Plus. The new formula with the ultimate technology and additives provides an A+ power and A+ performance. Dynamax Plus, available in diesel, regular and premium. Try it today and reach further. Uno, a different energy.
And that's the news. Tonight's broadcast is available at channel5belize.com, on our Facebook and on YouTube. I'm Sabrina Daly. Thanks for joining us. And from all of us here at Channel 5, have a good night.